Coming up on Murrow News 8, Pullman firefighters save a man from a burning apartment building.
Then the World Series heats up as we go into tomorrow's Game 3.
And Twitter is planning on shutting down a popular social media app. Those stories and more tonight on Murrow News 8.
From Studio B on the campus of Washington State University, this is Pullman's only nightly newscast. This is Murrow News 8.
Good evening, I'm Abby Lushai.
And I'm Shannon Josie. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Residents of Larry Street on Military Hill woke up to flames and smoke this morning when a couch caught on fire in an apartment complex. Murrow News 8 reporter Amber Respachan investigated the details on the fire. Amber?
Well, guys, I'm here on Larry Street, and I was talking to some neighbors earlier today, and they said that they could hear the alarm from across the street and in other complexes around the area. Firefighters did arrive as soon as they could, and as you can see behind me, it is now boarded up with the charred door in the background. And a resident across the street in the complex in front of me is the one who actually woke up to the smoke alarm early this morning and describes seeing large smoke clouds filling the windows of the triplex over here. Just to be safe, she did call the Pullman Fire Department, who then came and rescued the unconscious man from his home. So the 57-year-old man was first taken to Pullman Hospital and then was then transferred to a hospital in Spokane, and the fire department is still trying to determine what caused the fire. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Amber. For WSU students, dealing with construction has become a way of life. It seems like you can't go anywhere on campus without seeing a major building project. Murrow News 8, Alex Payton digs deep into the effects of the constant change on campus.
Washington State University is always under construction. Recently, the major project is the old campus bookstore, which is being changed into a student center. Justin Berger is a resident advisor at Global Scholars, which is across the road from the construction. He explains the consequences of the construction.
People are concerned about how the construction blocks off like their walks to class. Or they're just way through campus because they have to divert their way usually, or take an alternate route that's slower to get to class because the construction's happening.
Berger says he has had new residents who recently moved into the building complain to him about the noise and says it can be distracting for people in the residence halls. This is not the first time Berger has had to deal with construction on campus.
And so my walk up from the south side was blocked off on that street. And at the same time, they're working on a building that was next to the queue. So it seemed like no matter which way I went to get towards the center of campus, they were working on something.
Construction started in January of 2016 and will continue throughout the semester. For now, students living nearby will have to deal with the noise.
For now, all students can hope for is that construction finishes in January, but construction on campus will never end.
It does seem like they are working perpetually, like they're always constructing something, always building something.
For Murrow News 8, I'm Alex Payton.
Tensions are mounting between authorities and protesters over the Dakota Access Oil Pipeline. Earlier today, police used beanbag ammunition and pepper spray to contain the protesters. Authorities say the protesters were committing unlawful acts by setting cars on fire, burning a bridge, and setting up roadblocks to halt the construction. The pipeline protests stem from the belief that the construction is taking place on Native American land. Plus, there is a fear that the pipeline could damage the environment. A nationwide manhunt is underway for an Oklahoma man believed to have shot 2 police officers and 2 of his own relatives Sunday. Michael Dale Vance Jr. is not only on the run, but is apparently relishing his notoriety by bragging about his exploits on Facebook Live. In his Facebook Live, Vance talked about his lengthy crime spree and threatened future violence, but then says the whole thing was a setup. Authorities have not been able to catch the 38-year-old, and they ask anyone who sees Vance to call 911.
The LAPD has announced they have a suspect in custody today in relation to the recent vandalization of Donald Trump's star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. LAPD officials will not disclose whether or not the suspect is James Otis, the man who told CNN that he was responsible for the damage. A cow on its way to the veterinary hospital escaped from its trailer yesterday. The cow died shortly after escaping and, according to the veterinary hospital, was suffering from abscesses that affected its breathing. Well, Shannon, leaves aren't the only thing falling to the ground this time of year.
Lucky for us, we'll get all the details from Sierra Brown on this week's weather. Don't go away.
Thank you. You got a king?
Go fish.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
Don't worry, 74 people were picked before me in the NFL draft. To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play at least 60 minutes a day.
Okay, time for the team obstacle course. Yay!
What this place needs is more healthy kids. To get involved or donate, go to unitedway.org/play60. Now I get it.
Welcome back. With Halloween being around the corner, I hope it clears up for all those trick-or-treaters.
Hopefully everyone will be able to stay dry this holiday weekend. Sierra, how's the forecast looking?
Well, Shannon, I hope all the little ones are going to be dressed up as sunshine, because that's the only sunshine we'll be seeing for the rest of the week. As you can see, today's high is about 50, and then averaging about 42, and showers are rolling in. Believe me, I got my hair wet on the way to the studio, so it's definitely raining. As we move into tomorrow's forecast, we'll start around 44, going up to 56, and going back down to a crisp 48 degrees, and clouds will be rolling in. Ooh, okay, so Spokane is, as I said, just like us, it's a bit rainy. And then as we move into Wenatchee, it's about the mid-50 area, just like Spokane. As we move into Seattle's forecast in Olympia, it's a little bit drier with partly cloudy clouds rolling in. And so for our 5-day forecast, we have more rain, and then as we come into Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, it clears up just in time for Halloween. However, don't be fooled. I would bring in some umbrellas just to stay dry and not have wet candy. That's all for the forecast. After the break, we go to Devin Truby with a developing story with USA Gymnastics. Stay tuned.
Thank you. You got a king?
Go fish.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
Can you help me with this? My new dad teaches me all kinds of stuff.
Sure.
He helps me with homework.
That would be 3.6795.
Thanks.
Yep.
He helps me with my decision making.
I wouldn't use this one. Ever.
And he's even teaching me how to drive.
And that's why cars have bumpers.
I'm learning so much.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
While some leagues are wrapping up their seasons, others are just getting started. Let's take a look at what's happening in the sports world today. Let's take a look at Game 2 of the World Series. LeBron James is hoping Cleveland can bring home another championship. In the very first inning, Brian launches into the corner and off the wall. Now we have the first base hit of the season. He throws it in. Rizzo will round for home. They're going to bring him all the way home. Now, finally, we see another hit launched all the way into the corner. It's going to bounce off the wall. The infielder trips out of play, and Rizzo will bring it all the way home again, rounding the bases. Finally, the first base hit for the Indians of the night. It rolls all the way back in. Infielder scoops it up and throws it in. It's going to actually be a double. Now, a pitch getaways, and the person will score. The FBI is now investigating longtime Olympic team doctor Larry Nassar. There are over 24 sexual assault charges dating back to the early 2000s, and at the doctor's practice in Michigan as well. Multiple Olympic team gymnasts ages 12 to 18 claim the doctor would perform pelvic exams without assisting staff, medical tools, and the gloves needed. Nassar was quietly fired by the USGA. The Lakers are wondering who will step in to fill Kobe Bryant's shoes in the season opener against Houston. Clarkson looks prime for the position with the steal. He's going to take it all the way and one. We have Clarkson again looking right at his defender, sinks the three. Now, fresh off the bench, ice cold, misses by a mile, but Clarkson again there with the assist. Fans thought this would be James Harden's game, but Clarkson gets the best of him. We have a knockout for the ball, and it's Lakers ball again. Here we go, the Lakers wrapping up the game with a win. But some fans, like Jack Nicholson, will never be pleased. The WSU women's soccer team is currently playing on the pitch tonight, looking to secure a win against Oregon State. After a 3-game losing streak, let's hope the Cougs can finish strong with only 2 games left in the season. But it's either go big or go home for the Sounders, who are currently playing in the knockout round against Sporting Kansas City. This is the Sounders' 8th straight playoff appearance. And if you're hoping to become a Vine celebrity someday, your dream may be coming to an end. Stay tuned for more.
Tell him that I've begun to dream of things to come, and tell the trees not to look for me. I'm going to find some peace of mind. Wake the sun. Wake the sun, wake the sun, wake the sun.
Welcome back. In the social media world, Twitter announced plans to shut down Vine today. Vine, the short-form video app, was acquired by Twitter 4 years ago in an attempt to introduce video sharing to its social network. No specific reason was given for the death of Vine, but the announcement came just after Twitter's confirmation of a large amount of job cuts, as other companies and apps grow to provide similar services. Twitter is now under a large amount of pressure to cut costs.
If you've been waiting for the upcoming launch of Apple's new wireless headphones, be prepared to wait a little longer. Apple says the earbuds are not ready yet and will not be shipped out products before they're ready.
That's all the news we have for you tonight.
Join us every weeknight at 7 and 10 o'clock, and don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Twitter.